Battle Booth is Hoffa gang on the low. He Hoffa gang on the low. I'm Battle Booth gang, so y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is.
The Battle Booth. If you look him up, y'all go subscribe to his channel.
Coming at you live and direct from the Battle Booth. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribed already. We're always bringing you guys new content. Just recently started making face-off content. Actually, we just uploaded a face-off a few days ago between Rebel Lion and Ace Vegas. You know what I'm saying? The Battle Booth's first face-off. So if you guys want to go and check that out, you know what I'm saying? We plan on continuing to bring you guys that type of content. You know what I'm saying? All types of different content. You know what I'm saying? Working with multiple battle leagues, multiple battle rappers, coming up with new ideas to push the culture forward. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss none of that content. Now, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this, right? Compromised media. I've talked about this before on multiple occasions. I've addressed specific situations. I've addressed specific things when it comes to compromised media. But there's two reasons why I want to talk about this today, real quick, right? For one, first reason, Hoffa returned, well, not returned from jail, but Hoffa went on live yesterday, right? And he addressed a situation, a very specific situation, and he gave us an example of compromised media. Gave us a perfect example of what compromised media is. He didn't use that terminology, but he provided another example, just the most recent or latest example of what compromised media is. And I'm going to post a clip, and we're going to talk about exactly what that is, because some people still, I guess, this is the second reason I'm making this video. I received a comment, I think it was yesterday, the day before yesterday, I'm not sure from who it was, but somebody, you know, left a comment under one of my videos having to do with compromised media. You know, they asked a question. It wasn't a disrespectful question. They asked a valid question, which is why I wanted to respond on the video. They said something about, because I made a video yesterday responding to No Bars. No Bars dropped a video on Hip Hop Is Real yesterday, kind of like downplaying the super fight card on URL. That person's point that left a comment on my YouTube was, he thought that we all said that media was compromised, and if media was compromised, Hip Hop Is Real wouldn't be able to drop that kind of, you know, video on their channel because they're supposed to be compromised, right? So how would they be able to drop a video that's talking bad about, you know, this card on that channel? Which is a good point. It's a pretty good point. Like, that's a valid point, you know what I mean? Like, if I'm saying social media is, you know, not social media, if I'm saying battle rap media is compromised, right? Which it is, for the most part it is, then why would that compromised battle rap media allow for this type of video to go up? The No Bars talking down on the URL supercard. That makes sense. Valid argument. But that tells me that people still don't understand the magnitude of what compromised media actually is, right? So some people will hear compromised media and think the worst of the worst, or like the most serious of the serious, or like the end all be all of, like, you know, like they think that the worst, you know, when you hear, people need to understand, bro, that compromised media is literally just a filter, right? Being a compromised media, first let me explain this, is just having a filter on. That's it. Being a compromised media means you have a filter. That's what it is, right? It means there's a filter. It means there's going to be things that are going to be able to go through and seep through, and there's things that are not. There's things that are going to be able to be put up on the channel, and there's things that are not, depending on whether or not those things are affecting the brand, are talking down on the brand, are talking bad about the brand, or when it comes down to those, and that's business. So it has to do with business, right? It has to do with nothing else. Being compromised is like a filter. There's a filter on this social media platform. The reason for the filter is because there's a lot of us that watch it. So they have to make sure they're careful about what they're putting up. That's very simple. That's a very simple concept. It's not a new concept. It's not a crazy conspiracy concept. It's a business concept, right? That's all it is. Promotion, marketing, you know what I mean? All these things like that. It's business, bro. So when people ask that type of question, oh, I thought, Battle Rap Media was compromised. It is. Battle Rap Media is compromised. Specifically, the platforms like 15 Minutes of Fame, Champion, Hip Hop is Real. And the reason for that is because these guys can't just put up anything they want on their channels. Does that make sense? Because their boss or the people they work for or with is the URL. So because of that, you're not going to be able to put up videos talking bad about URL. You're not going to be able to do this and that. You're not going to be able to do these things. You can't even have an interview with Smack and have it go up on one of these channels. And that's exactly what we're about to get into. But before I did, I wanted to explain what that meant. Like, it seems like some people are very feeble-minded still and don't get it. Like, and that's okay, because it takes time in this world. Like, it takes growing up to understand how this world works. Not battle rap media, because this goes beyond battle rap media, but just how everything works, how business works. You know what I'm saying? Like, the extent that people will go to protect their interest and investments. Like, that's business, bro. So when people question whether or not media is compromised, saying, "Oh, I thought media was compromised. How come this gets to go up? No bars gets to." It's a valid point, but it's not valid enough. In that, if you want me to be specific, in that video that No Bars put up and is on Hip Hop is Real's channel, he's more so downplaying Don Marino than anything else. Let's get that straight. In that interview that No Bars dropped on Hip Hop is Real, where it says he's going off on the URL, he's mostly going off on Don Marino. Rewatch it. So I can see how that'll stay up. I can see it. I can see how that'll stay up. He's more so coming at Don Marino. Not so much the URL. So that point is valid, but not valid. As far as if battle rap media is compromised, why would a video like that be allowed to go up on 15 Minutes of Fame? I mean, on Hip Hop is Real, sorry. Rewatch the interview. He's talking more shit about Don Marino than anything else. Than absolutely anything else. I promise you, had that not been the case, and he's bashing the URL instead of bashing the Don Marino or specific battler, then it wouldn't go up on the channel. Because that makes sense. And those are the things that things come down to. Like when it comes to being, that's what it comes down to. It comes down to things like that. Right? Now let's get into this. The most recent example of compromised media. Let me provide you with that. Right? Since people still have in mind, oh, I thought it compromised, and people still don't understand. People are still naive and ignorant to the fact that, or how business works or how things work. Let's say you had your own platform and you have your own media. You were very, very popular. A lot of people watch that media, but you're the owner of that media. It's for your brand and your platform. Aren't you going to make sure that media makes you look as good as possible in front of the billions of people that are watching that media? It's really that simple. Like, it really is that simple, bro. Like, yo, if you don't understand that, if people don't understand that, there is no other way that I can put it that people will understand. There is no other way that I can put it that anybody will understand. If you don't understand that, you're a brand. You're very popular across the world. Doesn't matter. You pick what it is you're popular for. Singing, rap, art, who cares? You're famous. You have a media platform that reports on you. You're pretty much their boss. They're a very popular media platform. People watch them. Aren't you going to make sure that media platform makes you look good? It's your media platform. You pay them. They're your partners. They work with you. Like, that's really that simple, bro. So when people keep questioning that whole, no, it's just a matter of you being able to tell the difference between who's doing what and who's telling the truth. Who's lying. That's what it comes down to, because it is out there. Compromised media is out there. False information is out there. Propaganda is out there. All this shit is out there. So it's on you to decipher and determine what it is that you need to listen to and you need to go with. I can't do that for you. Nobody else can do that for anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's on you. But the example of compromised media that I want to share with you guys. Hoffa recently shared a picture on Instagram, right? He shared a picture of him and Smack. I know y'all remember that picture. I'll post it right here. Right? I made a blog right after I seen that. Very excited because I was like, holy shit. Does this mean that, Math is going to be back on Smack? Does this mean Math is coming back to URL? Does this mean, what does this mean? You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited. I'm seeing this. We haven't seen a picture with them like that for a grip. So I'm like, bet, something cool is about to come out of this. Math Hoffa went on live yesterday and explained that interview was a great interview. It was nothing but love. They talked about old times, good times, you know what I'm saying? Drank a little bit on camera. Turns out that footage was captured on Knowledge's camera, Hip Hop Is Real's camera. And once again, we go back to Hip Hop Is Real being a compromised media, working under URL, right? So this footage of this interview was on Hip Hop Is Real's camera. So Knowledge captured it. Shortly after it happens, right, the interview and all that stuff, I guess Beasley gets word that this happened, this interview. Beasley calls Knowledge, and guess what he does?
So we got a call from, you guessed it, so Knowledge. I don't know what was said in that interview, but Smack told me he did it. I don't think that that's something that we should put out there. Math has been attacking the brand and this, that, third, and blah, blah, blah.
Guess what Beasley does? You want to talk to me about compromised media? People want to talk to me about compromised media, bro? Just pay attention. Just pay attention is what people need to do. I don't need to explain anything. People just need to pay attention, right? And read between the lines. Beasley called Knowledge and told him not to drop that footage, not to drop that interview. What is that called? What is that called? There's this content that has been created by a media platform. Your boss calls you and tells you not to put it out. What are you? Are you compromised? Again, people need to gain a clear understanding of what it means to be compromised. Compromise means nothing crazy. It doesn't mean anything demonic. It doesn't mean anything super no, it just means that. It means that there's a filter. There's a filter. You can't do what you want to do because it has to be in the best interest of the brand, of the company. That's all. So that interview that happened, you know what I'm saying? Not the interview, you know what I'm saying? But the interview that happened is now never going to come out because Beasley called Knowledge and told him not to drop that footage. And if that isn't compromised media, ladies and gentlemen, I do not know what is. I have no idea what compromised media is if that's not compromised media. Somebody explain that shit to me. It's disappointing, man. It's disappointing. You know what I'm saying? But it just goes to show that it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? Again, everybody just pay attention to who it is you're watching, what it is you're listening to, and just peep game, man. Just keep peeping game. Just keep peeping game. But you already know what it is, man. It's your boy Joe coming at y'all live and direct from the battle booth. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe already because I'm sick of time.